Y2K in this thing, TKG type of fucking. Y2K in this thing, TKG, what's good with y'all, man? Listen, y'all see the title, y'all know exactly what we getting into, man. I listened to Ice Spice's Y2K debut album, and I gotta say, it was an interesting listen for sure. And don't mind my AC on, listen, alright? It's 91 motherfucking degrees right now. In this house, it's like 87, I think. Actually, my AC says 89. So, if I don't have this shit on, boy, I'm gonna be looking silky. Fucking moist in here. So, nah, I ain't about to die for a video. But that aside, man, I put up a poll on Instagram. If you ain't following my Instagram, I'm going to either post it somewhere on the screen here, or I'm going to put it in the bio or the comment section. Follow, you know what I'm saying, if you must or if you want to be a part of the conversation. I usually talk about these type of things on Instagram first, and then we bring it over to YouTube. I'm a lot more active on my Instagram than I am YouTube, obviously. But with all that out the way, y'all came to hear me talk about this album. Y'all came to listen to me talk about this interesting piece of work by Ice Spice. See, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. Going into listening to this album, I was expecting to hear basically the same thing over and over and over. And I was a little right. And I was a little wrong. See, the part that I had a little wrong was Ice Spice kinda, you know what I'm saying, she didn't use that same flow. A few times on this album, she changed her voice, you know, she went with, different flows, I guess you could say. Same scheme, but different flow, or she changed her voice, which is cool, that's fine. You heard a lot of Nicki Minaj inspiration on some songs, which is cool because Nicki Minaj really was the first major artist to, work with Ice Spice. And listening to this album, honestly, there's a reason for that. I'm gonna get into later. But this album, honestly, I mean, I'm going to try to get the good stuff out the way first, because I'm not going to lie to you, there's a lot of negative criticism that's coming. But Ice Spice did not go her typical, she did, but, she tried her hardest, it seems, to change her voice up and stuff like that, and go in a route that wasn't, the I'm not good enough, like, I don't need you. Yeah, shit like that. You know how she sounds. As far as beats go, I'm not gonna lie to you. It was just, it's like, okay. I want to start off by saying this, okay? I'm not here for the target audience talk this time, because there are so many artists that I'm not a part of their target audience, and yet I like their music. Glorilla being one, Megan Thee Stallion, I acknowledge, can make good music while talking about, the typical, hoe stuff. They're good at making that music. They're good at making it sound good. What I'm basically trying to say to you all right now is Ice Spice, it's getting to a point where it's not fun anymore. The beats never really change, and when they do, sadly her flow doesn't. So it's like we're forced to find an instrumental instead of listening to the song. You're not really introducing anything else. She could switch her voice up all day long, but the topic matter will never change. And you then get into asking yourself, does Ice Spice need to talk about something else? Some artists talk about the same thing over and over, like Nas and stuff like that. They're fine, But comparing Ice Spice to Nas is like comparing fucking Subway to, Jersey Mike's. I hate, not Jersey Mike's, Jimmy John's. I fucking hate Jimmy John's. Okay, I love Subway. Judge me if you must, but shit, Jimmy John's is dry as hell. All right. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. It's disappointing. It really is. You expect her to be this different, you know. I mean, she's not gonna be different because she knows what brought her this mainstream stardom. With that, expectations were very high. This is your debut album. You had an EP come out. It was fairly successful. She had a few singles that she dropped on that got put on this album. I believe she had 4 singles put on here. I believe Fat Butt was one of them. The track that she dropped with Central C. Yeah, you think you the shit, you know, them tracks. And I'm not gonna lie to you at all, man. I think Ice Spice was better suited to just drop singles. I think people are more interested in her just dropping one track and moving on. You know what I'm saying? Music videos and all that stuff, you know. And there's a reason for that. Her bread and butter is her booty. Like, just being straight up. Her bread and butter is her ass. If Ice Spice doesn't twerk, it doesn't work. And I really wasn't trying to rhyme just now. It's just, that is what it is. If she doesn't twerk, it doesn't work. Ice Spice will not keep your attention if she's not showing her ass or if she's not being sexual. It's her gimmick. She has to do this stuff to keep your attention. The second that, you know what I'm saying, there's a music video where she's wearing pants and she's not showing, you know, booty cheeks, niggas ain't gonna watch. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason why the audio songs only got like 100,000 views. Up is 5 days that the albums came out. 100,000 views. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that that's not a small number. I'm saying that's a small number for someone with the hype and the, you know, the superstar title that Ice Spice has. You shouldn't be getting that number. Not after a fucking week, a work week at least. It should be much more than that. Your music videos, they all have tens of millions of views. 17 million, 71 million. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a bunch. It's a lot. It's a lot. There's a reason for that. It's not because, oh shit, Ice Spice has dropped this banger. No, it's because Ice Spice is about to drop that booty. She's about to drop that ass. Niggas want to see her twerk. Girls want to get lit and watch her get lit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's all it is, man. That's why the music videos pop like that. Honestly, like, I'm not trying to hate. I'm trying to be as constructive as possible. Ice Spice, I believe, is incapable of doing anything else. I listened to her flows, and the songs that dragged out the most was the ones where she went her typical, I'm not feeling you. I don't really need you. What did I do to you? Okay. And it's like the spaced out shit, the simplistic bars, the very, very wishy-washy lyricism. You know what I'm saying? It's shit that a 3-year-old can learn in a nursery rhyme book. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's nothing special. I listened to this album as if this was the only album ever released. You know what I'm saying? Like, this was the first piece of music I ever listened to. And honestly, if this was the first piece of music that I ever got, introduced to, I ain't never listening to music again. This album right here by Ice Spice, honestly, and I'm gonna have the song list up somewhere in one of these corners, and I'm gonna have the the other categories on one of the opposite corners. I'm not gonna lie to you, this album by Ice Spice, it does nothing for her. As a matter of fact, it does tons of damage to her. This was your first album. This was the album that you needed to do really good with, because that EP, whatever, you dropped that at the height of your career. Your momentum is slowing down. This album should have reminded people, oh hey, look, I'm you know what I'm saying, like, look at me, like, I'm, you know what I'm saying, the future of rap. And you very much proved that you're not the future of rap, that you're, once again, like a lot of rappers before you, a moment in history, a moment in music history that is going to be forgotten about, and you're just going to be that. Remember Ice Spice? because goddamn, no one's gonna remember this album. Fat Butt was really the only song on here that I feel like if I was to go back to this album, that's the song I'm going back to. I can't, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the one song that I could confidently say that I would come back to this album and listen to. It was a nice beat, and then Ice Spice also had, I feel like her flow was the best on this song. She was talking shit. Like, speaking of talking shit, Ice Spice, we got something to talk about later. But yeah, man, she was talking shit. Like, I like the aggressive flow from Ice Spice. Like, it sounds natural. Like, she should be doing that a lot more. And that's where I first noticed the Nicki Minaj influence a little bit. Because in the beginning of the track, you could hear like a Nicki Minaj kind of laugh, kind of. I thought maybe Nicki was a surprise, a little surprise on the album. I'm like, shit, this is gonna help. But Nicki wasn't there. Nicki wasn't there because Nicki, artists like Nicki and Drake are very smart. They know what they're getting into with these newer artists. They drop like 1 or 2 tracks with them and they dip. And they wait to see if they stand the test of time to see if they want to drop another track with them. Nicki Minaj got like 2 or 3 tracks out of Ice Spice at the height of her career. And now it's time for her to sink or swim, and Nicki Minaj is nowhere on this fucking album. It's like, it would make so much sense considering, you know what I'm saying? Like, Ice Spice helped Nicki Minaj get a top 10 hit last year. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? It seems kind of weird. You got Travis Scott on here, you got Gunna on here, you got Central C. The only person I understand being on here in Central C, not that you're supposed to have like some connected dots correlation, like it's supposed to be all drill rappers or whatnot, but still at the same time, it's like, where was that? Nicki made sense being on this album, and she wasn't, So yeah, it's pretty weird. Nicki definitely, she would have sounded pretty natural on one of them beats. But Fat Butt is the one song that I feel I could go back to. It's not bad. I like Fat Butt. It's a nice song, and it's true to Ice Spice because she does have a fat butt. I said that she was talking shit. Ice Spice, what's up with all the poopy lyrics and shit? Talking about I'm his poopy, but I don't stink, or something like that. I'm his poopy, something with a diaper. It's like, what's up with the? And then you have a song titled "You Think You the Shit, You're Not Even the Fart." I don't know, bro. Either Ice Spice got fucked in her ass many times, and she just loves anal, or she's trying to tell us to check her Pornhub history. It's a bunch of scat videos on there. I don't know, bro. I don't understand all the shit talk. It's kind of. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like, it's too much shit remarks to not notice. I'm his poopy. Like, why is he calling you that? What the fuck? You must smell fucking horrible. I don't know. Shit, that's kind of nuts. Other than that, there's Plenty Sun. I got a 6 out of 10. It wasn't terrible, honestly. And there was another song that got 5 out of 10. Like, them being the highest ranked songs. Again, there's 10 songs on here, so you know what I'm saying. It's like, it should have been real simple. Like, I feel like it's easier for artists to drop good albums when they're short, because you don't like you know what I'm saying. Like, come on, bro. I don't know, man. It just seems easier. It's hard. Like, yeah, it should seem hard to drop a good album when there's a ton of songs, because there could be like, you could drop like 30 songs and like fucking 20 of them are skips and 10 of them are good. That means that's a bad album. You got 10 songs here. If 7 of them were good and 3 of them were bad, and that means this is a good album. It just has a few skips. This shit had a lot of skips, Ice. Like, this shit had a lot of skips. What is the final score of this album, might you ask? This shit wound up getting a solid 3.9 out of 10, which means if you round up, she gets a 4. That means this album is bad, and it really is bad. I listened to this with an open mind. I didn't listen to this going, oh, I hate party music. I like party music. Oh, I hate thought rap. Because like I said, you know what I'm saying? There's rappers that could do the sex rap shit right, the thought rap shit right. Cardi B could do it pretty good. Glorilla could do it pretty good. Megan Thee Stallion could do it pretty good. So it's not that the subject matter is always bad. It's, can you make it sound good? It's quality. Her quality is not there. For starters, again, if you're gonna say, oh, this is a vibes album, the beats are too similar to where you can't just sit there and go, oh, okay, let's dance, because you're dancing to the same shit over and over. It's just different tempos sometimes, but it's still that that shit. Just take that little beat I just did and imagine Ice Spice rapping on that. If you can literally hear the lyrics, it's like, it's fucking nuts. I'm like, again, I'm trying to find a reason to make this album sound better, because it really is not too much good shit to talk about. Honestly, if anything, this shows that Ice Spice can somewhat excel in doing different things. Well, not different things, but changing her voice. There was a song there was one song on here. She didn't make her voice sound good. She was like kind of making it sound scratchy, and that shit didn't sound solid. I'm not gonna lie to you. The features didn't really do shit. Travis didn't really help this album much. Gunna definitely didn't really help this album much. Central C did his thing. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Central C, his hit or miss, he's usually a hit. You know, he's rarely a miss. So, you know, and these two mesh pretty well. Even though Ice Spice didn't really hold her in, but I feel like Central C really carried her song, and that's not something you want to hear. It's your album, and the feature is doing better than you. The one time he shows up, you know, it's like, that's kind of crazy. He was the breath of fresh air on this album. I feel his album is pretty overhyped, and it is a bad sign for Ice Spice, and it tells me that Ice Spice is probably on her way out, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, if the fans sit there and just go, oh, well, we'll wait on another album, it's like, you know what I'm saying, that's cool, go ahead, but at the same time, don't hold your breath if you want her to change. Don't hold your breath if you want her to do something different. Ice Spice is not about to get into singing. Ice Spice is not about to get into being conscious. Ice Spice is not about to give you any variety. Not to a hard degree to where you can sit there and go, oh man, she's like really improving. No, she's not. She'll change her voice up, but it'll be over the same beats. If she changes her beat, then you'll get the same flow. Either way, Ice Spice is as stagnant as it gets when it comes to an artist. And honestly, this album is a good little look of what her future would look like if she remained a superstar. She's not going to switch it up, as do a lot of superstar rappers do. They don't change it up. They give you the same shit over and over and over, because as they seen, all they gotta do is have a nice ass beat on it, and y'all willing to go on TikTok with it and slap it onto some little trendy video or twerk to it, or fucking, you know what I'm saying, take the little witty bar from it and then turn it into a saying, you know, which is what I think Ice Spice was going for here. Oh, you think you the shit? You're not even the thought. You know, she really thought niggas was about to put that on Instagram and on TikTok and just run with that. Like, oh shit, you think you the shit? You're not even the thought. Ain't no one saying that shit, bro. So this shit was a letdown from start to finish, honestly. Ice Spice, it was cool when you first started, because when you first started, it was something brand new. But you're beating the horse to death. You like, the horse is dead. You literally shitting on him now. Like, you beat the fuck out the horse. Now we can see bones. There ain't nothing. There's nothing left of the horse. You killed it, you desecrated it, you eviscerated it, you vaporized it. It's fucking gone. The horse is fucking he's disappeared. There's no horse left. You beat the horse so bad, the horse resurrected and you killed it again. You gotta do something else, bro. Either that, or you just gotta accept the fact that niggas is about to switch up on you hard, because it's already happening. This album is not about to sell that well. You're not about to get too many cosigns after this. Like, if only someone could have seen all this happening.